Your testimony is very similar to what we heard from the Mr. Naimi. One moment, Mr. Ali. Mr. Naimi, you have two cases. You have the question that you can address the defense, the witness, and the comments. Now, what you need, the questions, the comments you can list in your defense. I have a question. In fact, how did the witness count 16 to 20 shots, no more? How did you do that? How did you? Yes, we have a farm area. Everybody has weapons. In occasions they shoot. If somebody dies, they do. You heard? My question is, how did he count? How did he do? How did he calculate 17? After the 15 or 20, which actually, after that we learned that Naji Obaid was happy about the question is, how did you know 15? He said he did not say joy. 10 to 15, Your Honor. He said he did not say joy. 10 to 15, Your Honor. He said 15. He said they came from the farm, and they said after that we heard the helicopters and automatic weapons. After that we heard the helicopters and automatic weapons. Your other question. Did you have? Were you part of the assassination attempt? You personally, did you have a role? No. No. Were you aware that this was an assassination attempt? It was not a choice. Were you aware that this was an assassination attempt? You were 14. No, I was not aware. But this was made up to be a case of assassination attempt. You were 14 years, you collected all of that information. Would like to get to the truth. Your Honor, I'm not making up any information. This is. You also indicated, talked about many issues. You said you didn't see anybody being killed before your eyes. I saw before your eyes. Did you see somebody being killed? Yes. Who was killed and who was the killer? I saw Mushbil. Sorry. Who was the killer and who was the killed that you saw? The one in the intelligence. Has he seen somebody that being killed before his eyes? I saw somebody, Jassim Muhammad Latif, went out of the room. Barzan went out with him. You tell me yes or no. I saw him before in the jail. I didn't see anybody. Thank you. My question is, there was harsh treatment and we sympathize, but can he give us, is it like Al-Jadriya or this is rejected? This is, I'd like to get the truth. Has he filed how can I complain? At that time, can anybody complain against? I mean before the officials that were treating you. Can anybody complain against? I mean before the officials that were treating you. Did you complain? No. So he knew that so he knew that so he knows that those who were treating him, he was treated by employees of the prison. Was he aware that that was the case when he was 14 years old? Yes. I'll ask Your Honor that the head of the security at that time to bring the people, the guards, to, and I can identify them because the names were, Your Honor, the charge is war crimes. He talks about plowing houses, and I would like to know if he was aware at that time or now that his statement is for a case of war crimes. Does he know that? Does he know that? Yes. Does he know that his testimony is, because his testimony is not does not match the this you can present in your statements. Your Honor, there's no, don't answer. No, don't answer. This is not your job. This is the job of the legal experts. So the court will decide that. Don't give an answer. Your Honor, the defense lawyer has the right to ask any question to get to the truth. What was his age when he was 14 years old? How did you know that the cars belonged to the intelligence that took them to the that came from Baghdad to the jail? The cars that went to arrest the people. There were authorities. The popular army had different uniform than and the intelligence had plain clothes. And at that time also people in the jail who worked in intelligence, and we knew what they would ride. The security also wear the same clothes. So how did he know that they were intelligence? I think only the Dujjal security were present. We know them, and they can be counted on a hand, on one hand. So we knew. Then. He talked about the hospitality of the Dujjal people. So, did you slaughter any animals in honor of the visit of the president? I did not see. Have you heard? Did you hear anything? You seem to have a memory. Do you remember? No, I did not hear. Why did your brother stay in the farm? Why did he not come to receive the president? Why did he stay in the farm? Hussein was in the farm. We're a family of farmers. So
ويقتل أولاد في سبيلها.
So the farm is very rich. So where was the plaintiff at the time? I was before in front of the mosque Al-Awqaf. How did you know about Hussein? What does he know about Hussein Muhammad Hattaw? What do you know about him? From the jail.
من الدجيل شنو يعرف عنه يعني؟
نعم سيد أنا أعرف عنه. قصدك من السؤال.
يعني نبذة عنه شو اشتغل؟
What does?
من السجناء كان.
He was one of the prisoners. He was with me, Your Honor. He was with me, and he suffered from asthma. It was he gave him the inhaler. He and his brother. His name was Rasul. They were executed. Where is your farm? Where is his farm? We had many farms. One that was close to the house, 4 acres. And Hussein was in a farm about 3 kilometers away from the house. Was this farm was that titled that farm? Did you have ownership? How far was the farm from the houses of Ummal Nabai houses? Yeah, the area of Nabai. You know, approximately. Approximately. I don't know, Your Honor. He used to say 50 meters.
جواب محدد اللي تعرف
ما أعرف أنا البيوت اللي يحكي عنه ما
I don't know.
نعم
Don't comment, just answer.
زين وقت الحادث وين كان هو؟
At the time of the
أمام السيد العزيز السؤال
هذا لا أنا كنت من حقي أكرر السؤال.
I have the right to repeat the question. You cannot comment on my question. Who was with him during the incident? Young people. Can you tell? I remember Nabil Baqir. He was my cousin. He was born in 69. He was not executed, but his name was mentioned. We were friends. We had friendship, and we were always together. What time did the accident happen? The Djil incident. I would remember about before noon. It was a Thursday, and it was 16th or 17th of Ramadan. Before the president entered the mosque or after? After so the president went in to pray, and he says it was before the noon. Your Honor, the motorcade went, and then it came back to the health center in the jail. What do you have? What's your degree? Middle high. Media. Do you think that your memory? You have a strong memory? I want to know if his memory is strong or not. Your Honor, it's my right. Your Honor, I have strong memory at the past because it was engraved in my memory. It was a disaster. Nobody. Some of the questions I asked before, he said he cannot because he doesn't remember. Does he remember?
اي تاريخ عام.
Does he remember any public? Does he remember when the army was established, the revolution, birthday of his family? His house. How far was his house from the accident site? Our house in the old city is about far from the no, I mean from the accident site. Yeah, going there about no less than 1 kilometer, no more than 2 kilometers, between 1 and 2 kilometers. Was he meeting with the first witness, Ahmed? The first witness, is he his friend? My brother. What did he do during during the accident? At that time he was with us in the house. Where was Ahmed at that time? He was at the house.
طبعا احمد ذكر القناه CNN قبل الموعد المحاكمه يوم 18 ذكر he told to CNN that he was carrying moving the dawah on the motorcycle. Your honor, CNN. من اخذوه كانوا وياه حراس لو ما كانوا وياه من اخذوه
لوين؟
Did he have guards?
كانوا وياه حراس اخذوه لو ما كانوا
معاكم حراس؟
Did you have guards when you were arrested? Yeah, all of them were guards. How many of them? I don't know. It was
يعني هوايه حراس بالسياره كانوا وياك.
So in the car, in the box, yes, one guard, yes, there were one in the car. Outside, I don't know. You were in the box. You said in the front and in the back. Your Honor, he's mixing between the two things. When his brother was hit, was it direct or indirect hit? How was your brother? He was in the farm. He thinks it was a rocket or a shell, because the shrapnel were not bullets. They were about 30 paces. The mortar. Where was? It was 100. No. Yeah, you said mortars. Yes. In what direction? On the farms. It's known that the mortar shells are anti-aircraft artillery. So describe the let him describe the hole that he was arrested in the intelligence, space-wise, compared to this, about 8 to 10 meters. 8 to 10 meters. You slept standing up? No, we were kids, so our family would have mercy, and they would put us. How many in the hole? But in hundreds. 8 by 10. Would that take hundreds? That's left to the court to decide. I also mentioned that there's a toilet behind. The toilet, people were sleeping in the toilet. I have another question. Were they compensated for the farms? No, we were not compensated after the release, but after a period. No, not in general. I need to go in details. There were compensations. Those who were first compensated, first they could build their houses. In 93 we were compensated, but ask me how much the dinar was at that time. They took 4 acres and they gave me 80,000. And at the same time they sold me a house for 250,000. Your Honor, I have another question. When was Hussein's born? 1963. The land, did they return it? Yes, they returned it after the embargo. It was an honorable... So it was returned to you, yes, with the condition that provided there would be I'd like to hear him about from him about returning the land. Were any leaflets against the government distributed at that time? No, I didn't hear about anything. The 9 that were killed in the party headquarters, the 9 bodies that he talks about, were they hit by bullets or shrapnels or shells? I remember the clothes were burned. It means that they were burned in the farms. The bodies were clear. So it's bullets. I asked him when the airplanes came, did they hit on the farms or the houses? On the farms. Thank you. At least four guards. Can he mention the names of four guards? It was a name, for example, Salih, Nazar, Jabir, Ali. Falah also. In 82. Did he belong to any party? What party did he belong to? I did not belong to any party, not even the Ba'ath party. There was only one party in Iraq, it was Ba'ath. Why did he specifically complain against Taha Yasir Ramadan and the president and Awad Hamad Bandar and Barzan? Why they specifically? They did not. I believe that even if one of the Ba'athists is guilty in the jail, but I blame his superiors. They are responsible. Saddam he came to the jail and he was the reason for the plowing and killing and so on. And Barzan, he kicked me in the intelligence and tortured my brothers. And when I complained against Awad Bandar, I know that when we saw the order signed in the revolutionary court, it was by the judge Awad Bandar. If I see him down the street, I don't know him. Has he heard that there was another party that was banned by laws at that time? Even if there was any other party, nobody cared because they were busy with their farms. The witness mentioned something that's related to Abdullah Kadhim Ruwaid. Even this was hearsay. I'd like to ask him Who was that daughter that came to Abdullah Kadhim Ruwayd so that he protects her and shields her? And where is she now? The woman that came to Abdullah Ruwayd, and he will witness that, because I don't think he will deny it. The daughter that was injured, Batul, she was arrested in Balad. After minutes, her grandmother asked them to take her with her because she was a young. The person who arrested her was Daham. He was in the jail, and if we can convince her, she'll come. Abdullah Kadhim Ruwayd, was he involved in the arrest? Did he have a role in the arrest? He did not directly arrest her. Did he have a role? She had a fire, she was wounded in her leg. Did he have any official title, official capacity in the jail? Yes, we know that they were in the party. Millions were in the party. Did he have any party, any official capacity? No, I don't think he was a security officer, but he was a party, and they were in military clothes, the popular army. I asked the witness. He mentioned that the farms, or one farm, were attacked.
You're watching continuing coverage of the trial of Saddam Hussein taking place in Baghdad. A very subdued Saddam Hussein